Need to be any bigger, but I'm out here doing shit. Let's go. So all this shit is starting from a post that Elon, he didn't even post the post, he just commented on, right? And right now you have a lot of speculation and wild accusations about people supporting the Democratic Party and being blackmailed. And these are the people that were in Diddy's parties and they have the secret tapes on them. So it's right now, it's sort of like this Diddy witch hunt, which is pretty fun. So let's get into this. Elon Musk angers Eminem fans with Diddy remark after Obama rally. Sean Diddy Combs was indicted. Oh, yeah, we know that. Who cares? We know what's up with that. So billionaire Elon Musk has alleged that rapper Eminem attended the party thrown by music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, who was indicted last month on 3 criminal counts that allege he sexually abused women and coerced them into drug-fueled sex parties using threats of violence. Woo! I like those sentences. That felt good to talk. Yep, that's how I'm talking. Musk's allegation comes days after Eminem introduced former U.S. President Barack Obama at the major Kamala Harris campaign event in Detroit. Musk has endorsed Harris's Republican rival. Why did he have to? I guess they can say that. It just seems like a lot. Donald Trump in the November 5th presidential. Yet another Diddy party participant. So this is what happened. They Elon just, this was like the post that was posted. They just posted TMZ's article saying that M was going to be perform or not perform. He did actually perform. He actually performed "Lose Yourself" at the rally after Obama was speaking, and all he said was, "Yet another Diddy participant." And so that like sent everybody freaking out. Like, oh my God, is Eminem at the freak offs? Is Eminem in that baby oil getting fucking date raped and shit? I don't know. Okay, there's no substantial evidence that I found, but we'll get there. We'll get there because there's a lot behind this accusation and there's a lot of history with M and Diddy. Let's see what else this stupid thing says. Combs okay, we know that. According to several A-listers were friends of Diddy and were regular at his parties. And I think that's important. Someone brought this up in the comments on one of the social medias that I posted this video on. And they brought up the fact is like, hey, just because you attended these parties doesn't mean that you were involved in like the freaky shit, right? Fair enough. So even if Eminem like was pictured at these places and any of these people does not necessarily mean that he was stooping the help, you know? So it's a tough thing, but let's keep going. Allegations have been building against him since last year. Since Cassie alleged Combs subjected her to more than a decade of coercion by physical force and drugs, as well as rape. Sad, man. That's really sad that Cassie was doing that. And you know, the thing is that there's a lot of stories of Cassie like participating in some heinous shit. And, you know, I'm not trying to, she's definitely a victim, but at some point you have to be able to step back and be like, holy shit, which she did, right? At the end. But damn, a decade of being a part of that shit? You're a whole ass adult. Anyways, Eminem fans slam Elon Musk. After Elon Musk's accusation, Eminem fans slammed the billionaire, saying the rapper had been taking pot shots at Diddy for decades. Right, and this is where we get into more of this. M never attended and has always been against Diddy. Do your research at Elon. He has been dissing Diddy since 1996, said another. Eminem's latest album, The Death of Slim Shady, is apparently a dig to Diddy. Which, yeah, there's a lot of lyrical content aimed at the diddler. So it's hard for me. And if you follow hip hop, and I'm not the biggest connoisseur or anything, but I love hip hop. I love, I love all of that culture. I love ratchet shit. I love conscious shit. There's even some Christian shit that's not bad, not great, but it's not bad, right? You know, the beats fly. The cadence is nice. It's a nice cadence. Anywho. So a lot of people are upset because Eminem went and brought Obama up, and they didn't like that because all Kamala has been doing is bringing people. OnlyFans model 30 who partied with Diddy reveals 6 secret codes rappers have when marking their sex targets. Yeah, there's some weird stuff too happening. Let me see her. Where I gotta go back to here. That's what I'm doing. All right, so let's go back here. All right, let's check this out for a second.
I'm here tonight for a couple of important reasons. As most of you know, the city of Detroit and the whole state of Michigan mean a lot to me.
And you know what? It's true. M has predominantly lived in Detroit since becoming a multi-millionaire famous rapper. So he has been involved in Detroit and, lives there for, a good portion of the year. So, he is invested in this part of the country.
And going into this election, the spotlight is on us more than ever. And I think it's important to use your voice. So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please.
And so they're rolling out these stars, right? And these musicians, and they're, making the hard pitch for Kamala, and people are just assuming that anybody who's shilling for Kamala is like some sort of Diddy party attendant or Epstein associate. Which is crazy, right? It can't be everyone, or it can be. I mean, maybe it can be everyone, but I don't think it's everyone, right? Like, there's a lot of people who didn't go to Diddy parties, or at least knew what was going on at Diddy parties. Was like, I am not going to anymore. So, Usher, which we're gonna get there too. Usher, he endorsed Kamala too, but let's let M finish here.
I also think that people shouldn't be afraid to express their opinions. And I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution or what people will do if you make your opinion known.
Okay, let's just pause right there. I think that could be easily construed as from either side, right? Because both sides think the other sides are fascism, and which is stupid. But I do have to say, again, like when we were talking earlier, during COVID, it was the left who was shaming people for not getting shots, right? It was the left who was reaching out. Joe Biden's shutting down the Hunter Biden laptop story, which could have easily shifted the results of the election, which was, I think, rigged. And I don't know if it was votes, but they definitely did some sort of shadow campaign, is what they were calling it. You can read it all in Time magazine. We've been talking about that for years. But yeah, it was the left that has put in these like really stringent and crazy anti-free speech policies, and the government has sort of circumvented the First Amendment by controlling private corporations, because private corporations can create their own terms of agreement, right? Like, and if you violate those, like today, I violated the terms of agreement on TikTok. I didn't even know, they wouldn't even let me contest it. So I just re-edited the video and put it back up, and that was fine. But I think what was the problem was all the Epstein references because TikTok has a thing against Epstein because obviously the elite are just a part of a big sex trafficking pedophile ring. So I know I'm speaking in generalizations. I don't think all elites are pedos or trafficking children or whatever. But there is people doing it. And you know, when you think about that Abercrombie and Fitch guy, right? Like he just got taken down. They released a documentary about this guy last year. And what they were doing was it was dude and his boyfriend or partner or whatever the fuck he was. He was inviting like young models to come and hang out with rich elites. And it was mostly boys. It was mostly young men. And he would have them do all kinds of gay sex shit with all their creepy little rich friends. And that's how they would get a start in their career. I mean, that's the same MO as Harvey Weinstein, right? You have all these stories of Angelina Jolie or what's that one girl's name? Oh my God, I can't remember her name. But there's a lot of people who had to go through that. And also, of course, Diddy is that same shit, right? So it's this pattern we keep seeing of these traffickers who are using young talent, promising them the world, and then, essentially raping them, using them and discarding them if they have to. But then you also have this weird side of it when you talk about Diddy and Epstein, where they're actually secretly filming people in carnal acts with, underage people who aren't their wife. Maybe it's same sex people, whatever it is, they have shit on them. And they keep saying that about Eminem. And it's like, I don't see it. I really don't see it. Another thing I wanted to say about Eminem is him saying like, hey, go out and vote. And he wasn't like, hey, go vote for Kamala, which he will endorse her in this little speech he's about to do. But he kind of kept it a little neutral. But the fact that he's talking about censorship and retribution, I mean, come on. Like, how many of these cases against Trump were out of retribution? It's crazy. It's political retribution. It's lawfare. And again, I don't like Trump, but I do see that the media has been completely lying about this guy, misrepresenting him for the last almost 10 years. So I recognize that. I still don't like him. I still am not going to vote for him. Or Kamala, though. Ugh. I despise Kamala. The only consolation prize with Trump is that RFK and Tulsi are going to be in the mix, which, Tulsi's awesome. RFK is questionable. But I like the idea of making America healthy. I like that idea. That's a great policy because our food is poison. Our medications can be poison. How many pesticides are we eating? How much microplastics are we putting in our body? So, that's a good thing to fucking clean that shit up. I mean, if Europe can do that, Canada, 40 minutes away from where I am right now, fucking, you get a totally different Fruit Loops than you would if you buy it here in America. They for the dyes, right? They use, in Canada, they use different fruit juices for the dyes. So it's a little bit lighter in color, but the reason why they want to use these poisonous dyes in America is because they want the colors to stand out, because it's more appealing to the eyes for children, because they love bright colors, especially when they can fucking eat them. And it's literally just poison and enriched with vitamins. I mean, at least there's vitamins, right? At least it's enriched. Let's continue.
I think Vice President Harris supports a future for this country where these freedoms and many others will be protected and upheld.
And I don't believe that one fucking bit. Again, we went over it. The left has been the party of censorship.
And here to tell you much more about that, President Barack Obama.
Barry Santorum, everybody. Let's go. Give him a round of applause. Look at that. Yeah.
I think Eminem is such a fraud. I think that Eminem is clearly a homosexual.
I mean, I'm gay. I'm a homosexual.
I'm sorry. That's just funny. Gene! Mean Gene, the meme machine. How you doing, my friend? Thanks for stopping by. Let's go. I'm drinking tea. A friend of mine suggested drink some tea instead of, before bed, instead of fucking whatever it is you drink. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. I'll try some tea. I don't know. I was like, what kind of tea? And I'm like, I don't know. All right, cool. Very helpful friends I have. Gene, how you doing, brother? How you doing, brother? So we're gonna move through to the next section here because this is where shit gets really fun, right? So again, the right is doing all right. Great, man. Are you at work currently, or are you home now?
Is Eminem a Diddy part?
Okay, so flash forward, flash back to where we started, right? Elon Musk comments, yet another Diddy party participant, right? I'm at home. Awesome. Hell yeah. Chillin'. You got your spank bank. You got your food. You got your fucking 90 proof liqueur ready to be drank. Cavassier. I don't know if you have that. Are you in your bathrobe in the bubble bath? All right, I'm going to stop. So, again, the right is sort of attacking Eminem for a shilling for Kamala, and there's all kinds of people bringing up his past because he does have a slim shady past about about shit he said, and people get all weird about it. But here's the thing about the left, I guess, is like they'll accept you if you're sticking to the narrative, and it doesn't matter what you've done or what you've said, even though you've canceled people in the past for less. I mean, it's true. Killing homosexuals with a chainsaw. Eminem has a song talking about killing homosexuals with a chainsaw. Where he's like beating Kim to death and like there's sound effects, right? Like he has like sketches of ICP sucking his dick, which is another piece of the puzzle. I guess Eminem's gay. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? So let's go back over here. And there's a backlash and outrage on all of this. I mean, he's also friends with Elton John. Yes. Yeah, I agree. And if Eminem is gay, like I don't care. Like that's the gayest thing to be mad about is if someone's gay, right? Like, why are you mad that someone's gay? I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna fuck Slim Shady. That's like that's not what I'm interested in. I'm not here to take it from that guy over here. Anyways, yeah, I mean, again, he is accused of saying lots of homophobic things. I mean, especially when he first came out. Eminem was like the devil when he first came out, right? Like, I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember that. It was like South Park and Eminem and Marilyn Manson are fucking Satan, right? Like, it was like they were the worst things that you could ever do. Ziggy! What's up, Ziggy? Good to see you. I don't care either. It's rap music. Exactly. And again, to reiterate the point, if Eminem is gay, like, who cares? I only feel bad that he feels like he couldn't come out and be himself. And it all comes out through his music, right? Like, he's like all homophobic and talking about killing gays with chainsaws and shit because he's so gay, right? And he actually does this fake interview in The Interview, which is a Seth Rogen movie based in North Korea, which Ziggy is not in North Korea. But I hear North Korea is coming to South Korea. I hear they're getting closer and closer all the fucking time. Anyways, let's continue this.
Party participant. Before Eminem took the stage in Detroit to endorse Kamala Harris and to introduce Obama, Elon Musk commented on a post on X headlining the event, saying, "Another Diddy party participant." Musk was inferring that Eminem must have attended a Diddy party and was blackmailed into endorsing Kamala Harris by the DNC, which some are speculating why so many artists have come out in support for Kamala. For example,
Okay, so there's a lot of talk right now that all these artists who are coming out for Kamala are somehow linked to Epstein or Diddy, because Diddy was running a scheme, a blackmail scheme, probably for Israel and Epstein. And I'm not going to just say it's Israel, right? Like, because the United States has something to do with it. It's been well known that Diddy is a Fed. So why he's able to continue to do all these horrible things, because he is working probably for intelligence, unwittingly for him as well. Probably. I mean, who going to come out for Trump? Well, didn't they come out? They just came out, that one lady just came out saying that he took her and groped her breast in front of Jeffrey Epstein 2 weeks away from the election. And he used Nazi rhetoric, so who knows? Well, maybe Trump is gay too. Maybe they're all just gay. Maybe they are all just gay, which is cool, right? Be gay, baby. I don't give a fuck. Not fucking me. You know, it's fine.
Usher went on The View in September where he refused to endorse Harris, but after the Diddy arrest went down, he full-on endorsed Kamala in Atlanta. It is
So I want to bring that up because, bro, come on. How obvious is it that Usher goes on The View and then fucking Diddy gets taken down, and we all know that Diddy and Usher was in Diddy camp. Usher was on Howard Stern saying all the crazy shit that he saw at Diddy, at Diddy's place. He served J-Beebs to the lions. He gave Diddy J-Beebs. We've seen the videos where he's uncomfortable being around him, and it's disgusting and it's horrible. And you see these videos of J-Beebs just crying in the middle, like in between takes of a video shoot. You know, he's just sitting there crying. Like, no child should have to deal with that. J-Beebs was this sweet little boy, and you know, I bless him for finding Christ. You know, I know Christ isn't for everybody, but like, if it helps people get on the right path, then fuck it. You know, who cares what they believe? Just fucking do better. And it's so sad that J-Beebs got sort of ran out. So, you know, you have fucking Usher, who everybody loves Usher, and I love Usher too. I mean, come on. Who doesn't love Usher? But he was into some shady shit. So let me pull this shit up because, of course, I didn't have it ready. Okay. Let's see. Nope, that's the wrong place. Usher, View, Kamala. So I do want to make it clear that Usher was, he did end up saying he was going to support Kamala, but he refused to endorse, which is two different things. It's two different things. Jeffrey said, bruh, you know, I don't like him that. He's like, that bitch is an old lady. You better get me somebody underage. All right, so let's jump. I hated this setup, and now it's growing on me. I'm going to say it right now, right here, right now. I hated this overlay, but it's okay, I guess. I don't know. It's still a little busy. I was trying to simplify everything by removing the green screen. Okay, that's not necessary to talk about right now. All right, let's check out this video of Joy Behar fucking bullying Usher into saying, vote for Kamala.
So you're supporting Kamala Harris in this election, I understand.
Yes.
So
good for you.
there he is. There he is. So here's the thing that people were saying is like, oh, he wasn't supporting or endorsing Kamala. No, they just edited the video that went viral to cut that part out, which is easy to do, right? It's easy to do. Yeah. Of course, Usher, left leaning. Most artists are left leaning. I feel like I'm very left leaning, even though I've definitely gone to the center. But whatever. The goalpost moved on me, all right, bitch? Okay, here we go.
After the assault on the old guy last night, do you feel sorry for him or at all?
You know what? I feel sorry that I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was actually performing at Barclays.
What does that mean?
And felt a little irresponsible to have 14 people's undivided attention on something that they really should have been focusing on, which was the debate. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's been a lot of talk this morning, huh?
Yeah, but Taylor Swift has now endorsed Kamala Harris.
Yeah, look at her trying to like lead into this. Like, Usher, Taylor Swift, who used to be an Abercrombie model, by the way. Another fucking iceberg I'm working on.
Yes.
She was I thought, very smart the way she did it. It was like, you do your research and you decide for yourselves. But I, a single cat woman, as she points to, I am voting for Kamala. Do you think, I always say that in this emergency that we're in, I think that behooves artists to...
I don't understand. Since when did loneliness become trendy? I mean, I can't imagine being Taylor Swift. You live on a fucking island as it is. I mean, you can't trust anybody. Everybody wants something from you. So, I mean, and then, I don't know, like, to sit there and be like, yay, it's nice to be a single cat lady. Like, I don't know how happy some of these women are. I see a lot of videos of women just sort of freaking out. Like, oh my God, my body's... And, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like, live your life. But since when did being single and lonely become so cool? Like, I don't know. I like being in a relationship. It's nice to have a partner. I'm not trying to rub it in anybody's face or anything, because I know people are out there seeking partnership and seeking love, and that's a beautiful thing and never stop. And I feel like our culture sort of encourages people to just sort of like, fuck it, I'm just gonna live on the internet and masturbate until I wake up in the morning and go serve my corporate overlord. It's like, it's getting kind of dark where we're sort of celebrating it, where we're encouraging people not to have children. It's like, oh, well, we're overpopulated and we're, greenhouse gases and all that shit. And Al Gore said we were going to be underwater like 5 years ago or something, right? Didn't he say that? It was some sort of timeline where we were going to be underwater, and it came and went. And actually, some of the polar caps are coming back. So that's strange, right? Not to say that we don't have an effect on weather, because that we're controlling the weather, man. We got the Jew lasers. I'm sorry, the Israelis have like these lasers that I guess are supposed to control the weather. I didn't mean it to come out like that. I have no hatred against the Israeli people. It's just what's on the internet, okay? It's the Jew lasers. I don't know. I love the Jews. They're the greatest Jews, the best Jews. Nothing wrong with these American Jews. Please don't shut me down, guys. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm already shadow banned on YouTube. This is the fucking problem. I'm not even a big creator. I think I have like 6,000 subs on YouTube, and I'm being shadow banned. And not that my long form content gets a whole lot of play anyways. Again, most of my audience is on audio, so whatever. But it's still like there's like a dramatic drop, especially in shorts and stuff too, because all my shorts on YouTube used to just blow up all the time, and now it's just I get like 20 plays on it. It's annoying. Anyways, I love the Jews. Look, I love this Jew too right here, Joy Behar. Great Jew. Unfunny, but I'm sure she's a great person.
come out and speak for Kamala against Donald
at it.
Trump, because
Here
he
she goes.
is an existential threat to the country. What do you say to that?
You know what? I don't get too deep into
There
politics.
you go.
I didn't get a chance to watch the debate last night. I obviously have been watching like everybody else. I think voting is an individual choice. And I think that you're right. You have to
Look, there was like a bunch of disappointing oh yeah, I guess he's okay. I mean, I guess we got to agree with that. But no, bitch, you got to say Kamala's the greatest. Even though we all hated her like 20 seconds ago. Her PR team is excellent, guys. I've never seen anybody go from zero to hero so fast. And the bar was already lowered, right? Like, it wasn't like the bar was set at this high and regal place. We're talking about Joe fucking Byron. Baskar, you know, like fucking the kid sniffer, right? Fucking Mr. fucking Sniffer. He's a weird fuck. He's not there. And I've been talking about this for fucking the last 5 years. We've all been talking about it. Anybody who's been paying attention has been talking about how fucking ridiculous this human being is. And how he's not fit to serve. And then like a month or two before the election, they're like, throw this bitch in there and fucking put some makeup on her and call her black. We're going, bitch. We're go. So, I don't know, man. I understand why people don't want to vote for Trump. I don't want to vote for Trump. So I see why people see Kamala as the safe bet. But this bitch lies about everything. She lies about her past. She flip-flops on everything. I know Candace Owens, man, has been doing such a great investigative series where she pretty much has proven that Kamala is Sephardic Jew, Irish descendant of slavers, right, and Indian. And that they're completely lying about her being black. Like, so she's presenting real evidence. She's talking to family members. She's presenting all the evidence in like a very straightforward way. And her community's helping her build it out. I think it's incredible what she's done. And it turns out Kamala is fucking Sephardic Jew and Hindu and fucking Irish slaver. So, hey, cool. My government teacher said Biden is pissed because they forced him out. So he's trying to throw her under the bus. Yes, I've heard that. And I think even Alex Jones was saying that because they do hate each other, right? During the debate, I thought this was a very funny thing that went under the radar that no one really talked about. Was he was like, they hate each other. Like, here's a little secret. This is what he said. They hate each other. They hate each other. So, you know, Byron gets hoisted, right, by Pelosi and the fucking the fucking DNC slave masters. That he gets ousted. He's pissed off because he's still like semi cogent, right? Like he's still sort of there, but is he really? I don't know. But he's there enough to where, did you guys see the lip reading with Obama and shit too, where they're talking in the church that Kamala was supposed to show up at, but never did? Anyways, this shit's hilarious. He's still some semi-conscious. So he is still mad. He's being petty. He's being this old man, and he's probably shitting his pants every day. He's incontinent. He's like, he has like a harem of children to bring to him the sniff. And I do believe that that's what's sustaining him. I think each sniff of a child's hair adds at least 7 minutes to his life. So I do believe that Joe Biden has a rather large harem of minors in which he sniffs their head for life sustenance. So yeah, I do think that's what's going on, because especially, did you guys see that picture of Joe Biden with the MAGA hat on? Like, he's just doing everything he can. Like, they sent aid, like right after Mayorkas came out and said that they're not going to send aid to North Carolina and Asheville for the hurricane. The next day they sent $150 million to fucking Ukraine or fucking Israel or the Zionists, whatever. I have some Jew friends that we're not talking right now because of my rhetoric online. I can't help it. I see dead babies in my fucking feed every fucking day. You can only see so many fucking insides of children before you're saying, like, what the fuck's going on over there? Okay, it's just, I have a baby. She's 8 months. Anytime a parent sees a child in that position or hurt, they immediately project that's their child. And fucking that's all I've been seeing for a fucking year. So yeah, maybe Israel has some explaining to do. Especially when they're setting up fucking sex trafficking blackmail schemes through the music industry and the fucking and the business industry and the fashion industry. Like, it's all just fucking, they're all fucking kids. They're all just have something on each other, right? And they're probably doing their weird little Satanist rituals and spilling blood and sniffing kids for sustenance because they're vampires. I know this is what's happening. Anyways. The MAGA hat is hilarious. Oops. MAGA hat, Joe Biden. Where's that image? Look at this goofy ass. Look how stupid he looks. But yeah, I do think you're right, Gene. I think that he's sort of sabotaging. I think he is sort of sabotaging a little bit because he's like, fuck these people, they ousted me. He's been a lifelong career politician, man. Like, he's been lying and stealing and fucking sniffing for like 50 years or something. So like, the dude is, I can see how ego could get in the way even of your dementia. Hatred and anger above everything else. And like, he's so angry and filled with hatred, and that it overrides his dementia. Just full of fucking bitterness and all the fucking dirty evil things and all the fucking souls he stole from those children he sniffed. Fucking took it from me. Just took it from me. Hey, am I doing a good job of masking, guys? I'm masking right now. I want you guys to know I'm masking. Oh, shit. If my mic goes dead in the middle of me yelling, it's because I'm using a fucking stupid mic. It's not good. I gotta poop. Thank you. Word. Gene, enjoy your poop. I hope that it is a smooth movement. So let's head back over here. We have to eventually swing back to the story we started on. So let's come back to where were we? Oh, Usher. Yeah. So Usher, he gets bullied on The View by Joy Behar to endorse Kamala, and he said he's supporting her, but he's not endorsing her. He's not telling his fans to go out and vote for her. He's saying do the research for yourself and go out and find the person you want to. And so he's getting cocky, right? Like, his corporate masters, whoever they are like, is this motherfucker trying to tell people to use their own conscious thinking? Like, do they want these people to be thinking for themselves? We have to stop him. So look at him.
Look at the reality of the country that we are and the country that we want to be, and find the candidate that you feel both are who fits the category of where we want to be.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's like real proud. Yeah, this is a good answer. This is a real good answer.
And that's it. And that's what you vote based off of. Who you highlight and how you choose to highlight it on whatever platform you have is your prerogative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Look at the claps. They're like, oh, I guess. Is Sonny going to be mad at that answer? Look, you can see Sonny like geared up. Look at Usher's even looking at her. He's like, what's this bitch going to say? What's going to happen? I despise this show. It's just like propaganda. Just daytime propaganda. And then Diddy happens. The raids happen, right? all that stuff happens. All this shit starts coming out. And boy, howdy, just a couple weeks later. Look at this dude.
I want her to be our next president of the United States.
Boy, he changed his
And we
mind
can
real
do
quick.
it, but we're gonna do it together.
Wow.
One more time. We
Here we go.
ready. What?
Hey, he starts leading spirituals and shit.
Come on, Georgia. What?
They're like, get out there
One more
and
time,
shuck
one more
and
time.
jive until those motherfuckers are voting for this bitch. And you know, I'm using loaded language. I
Thank you
understand
so-
that, and that's what happens with black folks and the black vote. It gets manipulated so hard by mainstream media. Meanwhile, nothing is getting better for black and brown communities. The communities are getting worse. What is it, like 40% of kids in school can't read or something? I don't know. That's probably like a weird number that doesn't make sense. We should probably fact check that. But there's a lot of kids that just don't read. I work with kids. I see what these schools are producing. It's not good, friends. It's not good. Our next generation don't even know how to fucking, like, I don't know, fucking wash their clothes or like pee in the toilet, like lift the seat. I don't know. Like, there's just so. When I meet a competent young person, I'm just blown away. I immediately am like, oh my God, like what a breath of fresh air. It's insane. It's insane. And meanwhile, we're funding wars overseas. We're instead of sending money to North Carolina and allowing people to be rescued and for the Mayorkas to come on national television and tell people that there's just not enough money for the relief. And then the next day, just send $150 million. And I realize that it's different budgets. Okay, I get it. And I get that there's bureaucracy and that the government moves at the speed of fucking snails and shit. But when it's an emergency, it's an emergency. And we just have this huge history of failing our citizens in these sorts of situations. I mean, i.e., fucking Katrina. Jesus Christ. Kanye. George Bush doesn't care about black people. And boom, we're back. We came back. And so I don't like to be manipulated at. As a member of the black and brown community, I said it. 2% Senegalese, bitch. What are you going to do? So let's get back to Usher here.
So much. Vote early. Let's do this. Thank you.
What'd they do to you? What'd they do? What did Usher do? What do they have on Usher? What takes somebody from think for yourself to like, oh my God, please. Please. So yeah, that's a great example when we're talking about. So there's a lot of speculation that all these people who are coming out for Kamala are just like Diddy party participants. They got blackmail. They got dirt on them. All this stuff. Obviously, a lot of it's just wild conspiracies, which we love wild conspiracies because we love wild conspiracies here. But yes, it's strange. It's strange what's happening. And I do see, I can see how people can easily connect these two things through Diddy. It fucking makes sense. By the way, Diddy was connected to Jeffrey Epstein. They had a mutual friend named Ron Burkle. Go ahead and look that up. We covered that here. They were, they knew, they had to have known about each other. And they're both being, I don't know if they're handled by the same people because I think their handlers are different. It seems like it's a different type of situation, kind of. But like the people who are funding these parties and such do have direct ties to like the IDF. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess when everything comes back to Israel, I don't know. It's anti-Semitic. He's anti-Semitic. he points out the obvious. Okay, so let's get back to our original video here.
It's well known that Diddy was running a blackmail operation by secretly videotaping inappropriate behavior by celebrities that attended his parties, like Usher.
So we just sort of went through that, right? So now we're sort of moving on to now it's time to sort of talk about Eminem's relationship with P. Diddy. And it's non-existent. Like, I couldn't find shit about it. Doesn't mean there's not shit, but let's check this out.
We look at the evidence. Eminem has not been a fan of Diddy for 20 years, and we could only find this picture of M and the Diddler together publicly. Starting in 19...
So, like, literally, I was not able to find another photo of these two guys together, and I was, like, digging through Reddit, and I was on fucking dark web, all right? No, I wasn't on the dark web. FBI wasn't on the fucking dark web. Relax! But yeah,
1996 and onward, M has been taking shots at Diddy in his lyrics, accusing the bad boy mogul of everything from great to deleting Tupac.
So right now, Tupac's family is suing Diddy in regards and investigating whether or not Diddy actually had a connection to Tupac. And M has been talking about this shit for a long time. Now, M is pretty famous for going after celebrities who are, you know, like, who've done nothing wrong to him. He just likes to shit on people, which, that's great, right? Like, don't take yourself too seriously, folks. That's when your feelings get hurt. So, I love this article. There's this every single diss Eminem has made. I'm trying to find I was trying to find a video of it all. These are 5. Because I actually want to hear the songs too, but oh well. On every diss on Eminem's new album, fully explained. Oh, thanks. 50 Cent and Eminem, it's time to tell everything on Diddy. This is 7 hours ago. What?
I told you you can't trust you. Puffy Tupac, man.
Where were you in your career when Tupac died?
Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere.
When I heard that Tupac died, I was cooking in a restaurant.
And tickets were piling up and shit. I don't care. Fire me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, that was devastating. It's just like, oh my God.
October 9th, 50 claimed that the late rap legend ordered by Diddy, who he advised to lawyer up.
Pops pills and tells him that he's got skills, but Kels, the day you put out a hit is the day Diddy admits that he put the hit out that got Pac. He spits, essentially implicating Diddy in Tupac's. One Twitter user wrote, "This is the Eminem I love the most."
So it looks like 50 Cent and Eminem are about to spill all the tea on Diddy. And the streets are saying Eminem will appear in 50's upcoming documentary about Diddy's alleged crimes. Both 50 and M have dropped some serious accusations about Diddy over the years. And now they're saying it's finally time to connect the dots. As you all know, 50's never been shy about calling Diddy out. From claiming that Diddy loves to take men shopping to accusing Diddy of being involved in Tupac's death, 50 never held back when it came to Diddy. Now,
dude, 50 Cent is just the best troll ever. And the fact that he likes to take dudes shopping. Ah! Woo! I love that. It's fantastic.
when it comes to Eminem, things get even messier. Back in 2018, M dropped his Machine Gun Kelly diss track Kill Shot, where he strongly implied that Diddy got Tupac taken out. And while M followed it up by saying he was just kidding, fans weren't too sure. We all know Eminem's got a way of slipping the truth into his lyrics, and this line had people wondering if M had some inside info on Diddy's alleged involvement in Pac's death. And that 50's got a whole documentary in the works about all of Diddy's allegations. Insiders are saying 50 and Eminem are preparing to drop something huge about Diddy, and apparently they got the receipts to back it up.
Oh, wait, maybe I said this shit to my brother because he got two.
Okay, so we get it, right? 50 Cent is making Surviving Diddy or whatever. I don't know if that's what they're going to call it, but that's happening. So let's kind of go through. I guess we'll just read through it. And I was looking for a video that might have compiled all the words, because there's this one, I think it's Rap Guy, where he fucking, or maybe it's Kill Shot, where he just rips that shit. I mean, it's like classic M and wordplay and fucking, I mean, double entendres and shit. It's beautiful. Original bad. Okay, so fucking crazy, I guess. In 1996, original bad boy on the case. Cover your face. Came in the place, blowed and sprayed Puffy with mace. Just a rather tongue-in-cheek jab at Diddy and fellow rapper Mace, which it sounds like fucking Diddy busting a nut on Mace. That's what that sounds like he was indicating. You little groupie bitch, get off me, go fuck Puffy. Marshall Mathers. At this point, Eminem had established himself as a young artist. Yeah, this is 2000. Marshall Mathers LP, massive hit. I'm back. Because if I ever stuck it to any singer in showbiz, it would be Jennifer Lopez and Puffy. You know this. I'm sorry, Puff, but I don't give a fuck. Dude. And then Jennifer Lopez, a lot of people, there's a lot of shit being talked about Jennifer Lopez right now, too. It's pretty intense. Seems like Jennifer Lopez knew exactly what was going on with Diddy and probably was into it. Kells, the day you put out a hit is the day Diddy admits he put the hit out on that got Pac killed. And, of course, he's talking about Machine Gun Kelly there and Killshot. Admittedly, Eminem did end the song by saying, I'm just playing, Diddy. You know I love you. Why are you saying that? Why are you saying you love Diddy? Why'd you say that? Why'd you say that? This suggested he may not have believed what he was rapping, despite Diddy and Big having a well-documented beef with West Coast rappers, most notably Tupac. And, oh man, there's people sort of breaking down, looking at Biggie's lyrics through the lens of today with what we know about Diddy, and it's pretty weird, right? Like, let's just put weird Biggie lyrics. Let's just see if it comes up. 20 years ago, yeah, we know that. Biggie lyrics, Diddy, dude, I don't even know how to search this. No. Oh, is this it? Fan shock discover Biggie's most suspect lyrics amid Diddy. Yeah. So
6 to 69, try 68. They waving some old date break. Niggas press their luck in, they get a butt fucking. Straight up the ass, raw dog with the rash, and I don't fuck with the condoms. The condoms is the problem from the AIDS getting sprayed. Diseases, big pleases, MCs across the seas is just the way I crush my prey. Hey, I'm crazy and deranged, blowing niggas out the frame, simple and plain. But getting back to the black rhinoceros a rap. Big took a loss, how preposterous is that, nigga? Recognize. Notorious Biggie Smalls, 94, ready to die.
He's a raw dog with a rash. Hell, gross.
Y'all niggas hold y'all heads. Mr. C, set it off, baby pop.
Let me ask you a
question. When I met you, I admit my first thoughts was to trick. You look like I'll suck your daddy's dick.
The act of making love.
So, what's weird?
Trick, you look so good, huh? I suck on your daddy's dick.
You look so good, I'll suck on your daddy's dick. Which is like a really nice compliment, right? Like, that's really nice. Yeah, I think that's really nice. But there's also, they're coming out with this, is the Biggie star trans. So like one of the stars, Gene Deal reveals how trans. Yeah, I think this is it. Dialogue, the art of dialogue. God, I can't read.
You know Tupac family, if I'm not mistaken, they hired a lawyer, and I think Jay-Z, he uses the same lawyer,
but Pac has a lot to do with that too.
Speaking of Big, and I don't know if this is true or not, but maybe you can tell me, because I always heard this rumor. Is it true that the main girl in the Big Papa video is a transsexual?
Yeah.
Look,
yeah. That's the girl. Yeah.
It was a transsexual in there, and she ended up getting killed.
Yeah, I heard the same thing too, man. I think that that gingerbread, the transgender, they killed themselves or whatever.
The gingerbread? What the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, but it was a transgender way back then.
And no one knew she was a transsexual.
I guess not. Or somebody did know that, but didn't tell the artist. They played like that, man.
So, Gene Deal, pretty sure he was a security guard. Trans love interest.
Speaking of Big, and I don't know if this is true or not.
The trans.
Like Big Papa. Like, tell me why Big had 2 trans women,
Look,
and
look.
one of them, Shamika, was in other Biggie videos. For reference.
So they were in the bathroom. If you're listening to this on the audio ad, in the video, they're in the bathroom, and the trans girl, she's using the urinal with everybody in the men's room. So, you know, they're definitely indicating that she has a weenus. So, okay, cool, right? Don't matter.
Shamika is also in the Warning video with Biggie and Big, and she was also in the Flavor in Your Ear remix as she dances behind LL, who had his own alleged dealings with trans women. Child, I know what y'all are gonna say. Rappers don't cast the dancers for the videos, and most likely wouldn't have had a clue who was what. That's true. But when it comes to someone like Shamika, who was not in just a couple of Biggie's videos, but other videos for Bad Boy Records, they had to know. Plus, in Big Papa, one of the trans women is shown peeing at the urinal with other men, meaning they either knew or put that part in there as a joke, which also doesn't make sense at all. What's more is that in the video for Flavor in Your Ear, Shamika is seen right after LL hollers out, he, she. So you cannot tell me that these people did not know exactly what they were doing when casting. Biggie probably also knew and approved, and there have always been 2 angles to this. 1, he was just ahead of his time, and it really didn't matter to him that the women were trans. Or 2, he was into trans women like people always suspected. I don't know. Baby, I'm not one to judge, because to each his or her own.
Right, yeah, and like, you know, who cares if they wanted to bang trans women? Who gives a fuck? I don't care. But you can't, like, sex traffic and rape, right? Like, you can't do that. Fuck the trans women. Awesome. Go get them. Can't rape them. Can't traffic them. So, fucking mess, guys. I'm a fucking mess. There's the one that I really like. They call me Diddy. I make brands. I call getting cheese a cakewalk. Okay, cool. Fuel. So this is the latest one where he's really going after him, which I think is really great. Which is awesome, like old school Eminem. Just his wordplay is incredible. So Notorious B.I.G.'s death was the domino effect of Tupac's murder. This is the lyrics from Fuel. Like facial tissue, whose clock should I clean next? Puffs? Till he's in police cuffs, guilty will he step up? And from the same song, he added a R-A-P-E-R. Got so many S-A's. Wait, he didn't just spell rapper and leave out the P, did he? Right? And I fucked all that up and it sounded terrible. But like, the wordplay here is incredible. Spelling out S-A, right? Like rappers, and then raper, and then P, did he? Like, oh my God. See, that's great. It's great wordplay, man. Mad respect for it. The song seems a little less referential and more prophetic considering the ongoing legal issues the rapper and producer now faces. Right, but here's the thing. Eminem and everybody's been sort of knowing this is what's going on, right? It's never just one person acting alone trafficking, okay? It's not just one person. There's people out there who are finding these young people to bring to these parties. People have to keep their mouths shut. People are participating. Like, there's more than one person making this happen. And Diddy had a handler like Ghislaine. Diddy had a Ghislaine Maxwell. Antichrist. Next idiot asked me, is getting his ass beat worse than Diddy did? But on the real, though, she probably ran out the room with his fucking dildo. And let's go to the comment section. M Always have and always will be real with it. I love his style and music. I never have been a fan of Puffy. Me neither. I think Puff sucked. Like, I've never been like, oh man, Puff Diddy just dropped a new song. Dang. That hot fire, man. Okay. Diddy Combs and I never liked his demeanor and music. I've never purchased an album because that, right. Exactly. The bar from Fuel is so genius. Rapper, P. Diddy. Yeah. Pretty good. Anyways, that seems pretty boring. That was Unilad. So thank you, Unilad. So let's jump back over here. So what we're seeing here through this accusation of Elon Musk, where he's saying that another Diddy party participant, it seems pretty fucking clear that Eminem isn't fucking with Diddy. And maybe he did. Maybe they did have a relationship and they broke up in a bad way. Did you ever think of that? Did you? No, I didn't. So let's jump back into this. So obviously Diddy, I don't see M going to these parties. There's no pictures of M with Diddy. Like, there's always pictures with people with Diddy, right? Diddy gets pictures with everybody, but there's like zero pictures with M, except for that Grammy that Diddy presented to Eminem.
Also, Eminem absolutely cannot stand Trump. He has released multiple songs and freestyles dissing the former president. So, there is no...
So, again, what do we got here? We have Eminem, who absolutely hates Donald Trump. I mean, he's made it very, very clear over the years that he is not a fan. That's not what I was looking for. Okay. Is this what I was looking for? So here's this is him talking about Donald Trump. And he's not very articulate unless he's
too
rapping.
Flustered in my head. And the shit that I want to say, there's too many things I want to say at once. So sometimes I start talking and I'm not able to convey the message the right way because I just get flustered and frustrated. Watching him play to his base that thinks that he cares about them, and it's actually the people that he cares about the fucking least. If you're talking about his core being, a majority white middle class, what I don't understand is how in the fuck do you feel like you relate to a billionaire who has never known struggle his entire fucking life? I will say this, he talks a good one. And if you're in his base, you're a core, let's say you're going to the rallies or whatever, you watch him on TV, you hear him talking this shit, there's part of me that understands, like, all right, he's somehow still got them because he's brainwashing them into thinking that something great is gonna happen. Nothing's happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know, man. I get really flustered when I...
So, I mean, he sounds kind of illiterate, but obviously he's not. Obviously, he's a very intelligent human being. Not gonna talk too much shit on Eminem, other than I'm not gonna sit here and judge Eminem because he's supporting Kamala Harris. I fucking get it. Okay, I get it, man. I don't like Trump either, so it's like you gotta weigh this shit out. Obviously, I'm voting for myself, and you too can vote for me. Vote Mikey P in the next election. I'm not going to vote for either one of these fucking clown assholes. And so, you can hear how viscerally upset he is about Trump and how much it upsets him. So, of course, he's going to be like, yeah, I'll fucking shill for Kamala. You're fucking right, I will. Because he hates Trump. He's been talking shit about Trump for like almost 10 years. So I get it, okay? Get out of here, Newsweek. God damn, get out of here. So Eminem's views on Trump have become the talking point in the lead up to the November's election, blah, blah, blah. In the updated clip, previously went viral in August 2023, Eminem accused Trump of brainwashing his dedicated supporters. Now, I will admit, some of those MAGA fucks go crazy. But I know a lot of Trump supporters who are just like super chill, just working class folks, mortgage, totally cool. Don't hate the gays, don't hate the blacks. You know, like they love the Jews too. Like, I mean, here's the thing: Donald Trump is Israel 1,000,000%. I mean, here's the thing also about Israel with the Samson option. I think that's what it's called, the Samson Project, Samson Protocol. I can't remember, but it's like, if the United States or the West turns their back on Israel and we abandon them to be, you know, eaten alive because they are surrounded by enemies, they have a protocol in which they will just launch nukes. It doesn't matter if nukes are being launched at them. If the West and it looks like the world turns their back on Israel, they will launch all their nukes and destroy the world. And again, you can't blame an organism for wanting to live, right? Because everything wants to live, including states and countries and these places that work as a moving organism. All these people become a hive mind in a sense, not necessarily like, you know, like bees or anything, but it does become sort of this entity. And every entity or conscious being wants to live. And so I get, if you're surrounded by fucking enemies, why wouldn't you draw the United States in to make sure that they can't destroy you? Why wouldn't you blackmail President Bill Clinton to make sure that he follows orders and make sure that he has Israel's best intent in their heart, right? So you can't blame an entity for wanting to live, but you can blame them for genocide, bitch. I hate these semantics too when you hear these people like these college professors who are debating this and like debating genocide and like the definition and breaking it down into, you know, like a single word has changed the entire meaning. Like, no, fuck you. It's pretty easy, right? Like, you weren't invited, you showed up anyways, and now you keep fucking up the fucking party, bro. You keep pushing your boundaries out. You keep fucking line stepping. Okay? I get they won. That's fine. Yes. We did the same thing. America did the same fucking thing. And I'm happy to be a proud American. And it sucks that the natives got wiped out and shit for the most part. But I'm really happy with living in America today, presently. I just don't think there's been enough time between Israel becoming a country and now, right? Like, because there is like a separation of time between us murdering Native Americans and, you know, present. There's still people alive that remember a world that didn't include Israel. I think, you know, barely. There's barely that it's somebody alive like that. But still, there's people out there that remember and have visceral reactions. And there's people who survived the Holocaust and shit that still live and tell the story and pass down the story. And obviously, the Jews have had a hard time over the years. They didn't like the banking. Nobody liked the banking. The Christians didn't like the banking thing, I guess. Anyway, how did we get back to the Jews? God damn it. I can't stay on track. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Anyways, in the undated clip, which previously went viral. Yeah, we know that. The video resurfaced on Week X. A week on X, formerly. Yeah, we know that too. Whereas of present time, it had garnered more than 1 million views and sparked a spirited exchange of opinions between Trump's supporters and detractors. As a Republican nominee, Trump is vying for a second term in the White House, and who cares about that? All right. So we just watched the brainwashing accusations, blah, blah, blah. We get it. Fiery freestyle. So he did have a fiery freestyle where he's talking shit. Maybe maybe the video. Oh, the video's unavailable. I know the video is up somewhere. Yeah, look at they took the video down because they're assholes. I just had the fucking video. Where was it? That is not it. 50 Cent. Okay. Let's just type it in then. I like X better. Kamala groped me. Okay. Let me go back over here. No, I'm searching stuff. All right. Eminem. Trump freestyle. All right, let's listen to this fucking shit. The storm on Donald Trump. Oh, what the fuck? No, we want to hear it, dummy.
The shit against the wall till it stinks. All of his tricks. Because I'm throwing that piece of shit.
Again. Very homophobic, very misogynist lyrics. The darling of the left, friends. It's very interesting. Alex Van Halen, what happened to Alex Van Halen? Hold on. Side trip, whatever. In honor of okay, no. Okay, got it. Heard. All right, back So yeah, he doesn't like Trump. Doesn't like it. You know? It's okay. Expressing regret. Almost 1 year later, August 2018, Eminem expressed regret over the freestyle as he addressed the aftermath on his track, The Ringer. If I could go back, I'd add. No, hey, let's go. Fuck my ass. Okay. Slow down. Almost 1 year later, in August 2018, Eminem expressed regret over the freestyle as he addressed the aftermath on his track, The Ringer. If I could go back, I'd at least reword it and say I empathize with the people this evil serpent sold the dream to. He's deserted. That's a lot to fit into a phrase. He rapped before stating that he saw his fan base shrink following the freestyle. He's like, fuck, there goes retirement. No, Shady is well off. Yeah, so he basically told half of his audience to fuck off. Yeah, no one did not. And you see, like, it's been very interesting to see how the left had mobilized against everybody, and again, you know, with the Me Too, BLM, all these movements that's been happening. It's been really interesting to see the right sort of come back and counter it. Like, I remember Target, right, when they had the front tuck stuff for kids. Target started getting boycotted. They did it to Bud Light after Kid Rock exploded a bunch of Bud Lights because they let Dylan Mulvaney use it. So you have the right coming out, and they're using the same tactics of the left to sort of boycott and protest with your dollar, which I'm a big fan of. I would wager that most of New York doesn't like Trump. No, but it's funny. He sold out Madison Square Garden, didn't he? That's interesting. You're seeing a lot of people in swing states swing towards Trump. And I think it's because Kamala is just so bad that no one takes her fucking serious. Like nobody can get a fix on this bitch because first of all, she lies about her past. And then she lies about everything she says. Like, it's insane. In December 2017, interview with New York Magazine's Vulture, Eminem lashed out at Trump once again, saying he makes my blood boil. It makes my blood boil. I can't even watch the news anymore because it makes me too stressed out. Which, again, the news, if they would just ignore fucking Trump, how much would you have to deal with him? Instead, they're riling people up. they're getting his base fucking riled up. You're only pushing people to push harder. And you're hearing now with the conservatives, everybody's saying, get out and vote, take your cousin, take your friend, go get motherfuckers registered, get this shit done because they want to take the country back or whatever the fuck, right? So people are mobilized right now and nobody fucking likes Kamala. And it's because she's not a real person. Her ad makes it seem like she's a mom, which oh my God, she's not a mom either. She's not. Apparently she was married before too in her early 20s, but who cares? People make dumb decisions all the time in their 20s. All jokes aside, all punchlines aside, I'm trying to get the message out there about him. I want our country to be great too. I want it to be the best it can be, but it's not going to be that with him in charge. I guess it's better to have people who want constant foreign wars, who love just open borders that aren't secure. We're like all these other countries fucking, we are guarding the border of Israel. I'm sorry, not Israel. My bad. We're guarding the border of Ukraine from Russia, but we're fucking couldn't give a shit less about what's going on in our own shit. I know you don't want XYZ. Come on, guys. Yeah. Come on my face. Yeah. Duped everybody. In an interview with Billboard, which was published in January 2018, Eminem said he could see Trump winning 2016 election long before he finally defeated former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. I know Hillary has her flaws, but you know what? Anything would be better than the Trump. A fucking turd would have been better as a president. I mean, people are just looking at his record and they're like, oh man, I was better. Like, it's literally like, man, shit was way better before the pandemic. And then after the pandemic, everything went to hell and then it only got worse. There was no rebuild. And possibly, maybe there was no right answer for that. Maybe there was no right decision to get our economy back on track and try to reduce inflation and blah, 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 blah. Fact is that we printed off trillions of dollars. It was basically for corporate welfare, and very little of that got into the hands of the American people outside of the business realm and our huge business, which is, you know, they say we're capitalists, but we're definitely socialists fucking for the corporations, aren't we? Because if they start failing, they're too big to fail. Anyway, so I just wanted to pull this out just so you guys can see how much fucking Eminem absolutely hates Donald Trump. So, of course, he's going to support Kamala Harris. I'm just bringing this up because the initial accusation from Musk is that Eminem is shilling for Kamala because he attended Diddy parties and they have something on him, which might be true. Again, there's like a lot of speculation that he's gay, but again, who gives a fuck about being gay? That is nothing. It means nothing to anybody. I saw we adopt Ireland's, politicking 1 month. That's all you get. And TV ads are illegal. Oh, yes. I see I saw that, Gene. Yeah, that would be sick because this shit drives people literally insane. People are going fucking nuts every time. Like, because we're 2 weeks away and they're having all these new allegations come out, you know, I fucking wish my generals were like Hitler's generals. I don't know. It seemed like Hitler did okay, right? Like, he seemed to pose a real threat to the world. Maybe that's what Trump was talking about. I don't know. I'm not trying to justify it. But we don't, it's he said, she said bullshit. We obviously know that the people who surrounded Trump the first time was untrustworthy. And the fact that, these generals and these people who he fired, they have a grudge against him. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't say it, but I'm saying like fucking who gives a fuck? Like, I don't care what he like. There's just so much he said, she said bullshit. Like, where's the recording? Now I want to see the video and recording. Like, who knows if he said it? And if he did, I don't give a fuck. Who cares? Who cares if he said I want generals like Hitler? It doesn't matter. What is he bringing to the table is how I would see it. Is how I see it. And personally, I think what he's bringing to the table fucking sucks. Because of his connection to Palantir and Peter Thiel and fucking the surveillance, electronic surveillance, because there's no longer a digital, there's no longer a physical wall going up. There's going to be a digital wall. And guess what? Those same digital walls, those cameras, those AI activated cameras are the same AI activated cameras that are fucking shooting Palestinians fucking with AI software. Okay, so I'm a little bit more concerned about what that's going to bring down. But hey, let's not talk about that. No one wants to say that about Trump. Everybody wants to make him out like he's a fucking hero, but he's going to fucking go help murder the rest of the fucking Palestinians. So what is that? Kushner? I think he's related to the family somehow. I think he's married to one of his daughters or something, Jared Kushner. And we saw the fucking drawing of Gaza as a resort, a beach town resort. That is what they are doing. They just want to clear that rubble out, clear out the people, build up their fucking little infrastructure, steal all the natural gas, steal the oil, make their little fucking canal, and call it a day. Like, after all is said and done, they are looking for expansion and security. And they're just trying to make as much money doing it as possible. And the problem is, are these pesky Palestinians. Damn these pesky Palestinians, all living here and in the way of our fucking fortune. Damn them. So I don't think that, I honestly don't think that Eminem had anything to do with Diddy parties. And I don't think that that's what's motivating him to shill for Kamala. I literally think it's just he hates Trump so much that he's willing to vote for Kamala. And he's a lefty. He's a musician. It's just what happens with artists, right? So sad. So Elon's claims are a little unsubstantiated, but the fun thing is
evidence that gives credence to Elon's claims. Elon Musk, on the other hand, has a more complicated history with Diddy. He has gone on record to state that he is close friends with Diddy. I don't know if you know this, but Puff is an investor in Twitter. Musk was quoted as saying in the book Character Limit, "You know, he's a good friend of mine. We text a lot."
Oh, what do
Maybe
you text
Musk
each
is
other?
just projecting. Get it? Projecting, eh? Is Eminem a
I forgot I put that in there. Yeah, so here's the thing, man. Fucking Elon Musk was accepting money from Diddy for X. And they're good friends, and then they text each other and shit. So that's weird, right? But again, it's like Jeffrey Epstein. There's been like a lot of scientists who have been in contact with Jeffrey Epstein who are, because Jeffrey Epstein was sort of selling himself as a supporter of the sciences, he would have the attention of some high-end scientists, and that he because of what he was purported to be doing. So not every scientist who met with him because they needed funding for their research is someone who was on the Lolita Express sniffing, hair off of children. So they're texties. It's like besties, but you text. I have some texties. I have a few texties, just because they're of proximity, though. My friends in California, so I text them a lot. So they're my texties because I only see them maybe once every couple of years when we go out to California. Yeah. So Elon Musk is more involved with Diddy than Eminem, which makes you wonder, why the fuck did he even bring that up in the first place? And this was a meme that was in there. So Epstein, it's a, what is this chart? I forgot what Maslow chart. Is that what it is? I don't think so. I think I'm fucking that up. Epstein guest list, Diddy guest list. In the middle, it says all the celebrities coming out to support Kamala Harris, and that's literally the vibe that's coming off of the right now. So that's pretty much everything in a little basket. Now I wanted to go and check out this video. It's done by Matt Wallace, who is big on X, and I'm interested to just see what he has to say about this, because a lot of people are, again, they're digging up his past. They're digging up Eminem's past. And they're trying to fucking anything that'll make him look bad and discredit him for bringing on Kamala Harris. Whatever. This is what the right does now. They do the same shit as the left. It's annoying.
Eminem and his team allegedly used real blood in combination with food dye and water for this scene. I have it blurred out because in my opinion that is too graphic to show here on Rumble or anywhere else. If you want to see the full clip, you can go watch it on YouTube. It is still up, posted more than 15 years ago. It's called 3 AM by Eminem. And what this claim stems from is someone who worked at a blood bank at the time they recorded this claimed that someone from Eminem's team came in and requested 10 bags of blood to use for this scene. Now you may ask, why would they want to do that? Well, it comes down to one thing: sadistic pleasure that they get from tricking people into watching a video, not understanding how graphic and awful it is. It is subliminal messaging at its finest. Interscope Records, this is who posted the video, and guess who they are owned by? Yep, Universal Music Group, who owns a lot of people in the industry. That right there is Lucian Grange, the same guy who owns Taylor Swift, the same guy who we've continued to see pushing satanic messaging, the same guy who's been accused many times of sexual misconduct and even pedophilia in multiple cases. Now that hasn't been confirmed in a court of law, but the accusations continue to fly against him, as he has also shown many times publicly that he has a great disdain for people like us. He tends to hate Christians, and that right there is a very common thread amongst all these people.
Is he gonna say it? Is he gonna say the common thread?
Here's footage of Eminem and multiple of his girls getting out of the car, but the only reason they allowed him to get famous, like most people in Hollywood, is because of the extraordinary amount of dirt they have on him. They say jump, he says how high. They say come out and attack this person, he says how much. When someone is as sadistically oriented as Eminem and derives so much pleasure from so many awful things, it's very easy to get them in situations where you can get dirt that would ruin their entire reputation.
That's Eminem in drag.
Use that to control them, to make them say what you want, and that right there is what we're witnessing: a very weak little man flailing around and trying to go after people who are much stronger than him, who have real convictions. And that's why we must continue to expose the truth. It's not just him. His team allegedly.
So definitely bringing up the Jays, where he said there's a common thread, and we talked about that earlier. Lucian Grange has direct ties to the IDF, which is the Israeli Defense Force, and probably beyond. And he has been actually accused of participating in Diddy parties and the debauchery. Lil Rod in his the affidavit, is that what they call it? No, the court filings, I guess. They talked about him being a part of it and watching over it and funding it. And so it's like, hey, why do you have these people in these positions to blackmail people? And it's obviously Matt Walls was kind of covering it, where it's like, hey, we need you to fucking influence your boy Ye to stop talking about the Jays, right? Because Puffy, he did hit up Ye during that whole meltdown with where he was being anti-Semitic, which he was definitely being anti-Semitic. Let's just get that straight right now. Like that's one of the things, and that's where it comes from too, is where Ye's on Drink Champs and he's saying like, fuck Diddy, fucking Fed. He's been talking about Diddy being a Fed for a long time. And that's how he's been able to get away with all these things, because he's working directly with the federal government, probably some alphabet organizations within our government, and or some sort of connection to Israel, whether it's Mossad or the IDF. So very bizarre, but you need to control people who have influence, because you don't want them encouraging people to think for themselves. That's not good. We don't want people out there thinking for themselves, friends. That's how revolutions start. So, interesting. I thought that was interesting. I mean, I take Matt Wallace about as serious as I take Donald Trump. Sometimes he just be saying shit. So I was like, whatever. What is this? Cocaine. Oh, this is amazing. Okay, so we're done with fucking Eminem, whatever. This is incredible. As an ex-drug addict, this is fantastic. And rumors are that look
about this. I always wanted to go to Howard, and I went to Howard. And actually, it was in February of 2000.
People who are listening on audio, this is a video. It's about 3 minutes and 45 seconds of Kamala acting psychotic and constantly rubbing her nose like a coke addict, and it's pretty entertaining. Let's just get into that. This shit's amazing.
2004.
Look at her.
I'm
an expert.
With cream
She's
cheese on dark rye.
Look how fucking unhinged this bitch is, and the way. I've seen this. Okay, I've been this person before. Okay. Starting businesses with strangers. We're going to start a business, bro. You know, me and cocaine has had a very odd relationship over the years. Never been a fan. Always led to trouble. I like trouble. She's hot.
So it's remember, I'm a prosecutor. I have focused on that.
I'm a prostituter. I have focused on that. Dude, she is crazy.
I mean, in a nutshell. And
then she rubs her nose again.
It was the assessor at the time. Can you perform some marriages? We need more
people.
And every nook and cranny of City Hall. Yes. Important is that we also appreciate the nuance. You know, there's a lot
to do.
Wipe your nose,
baby.
A lot more
Keep
to
wiping.
Do. Who's over the age of 18 as though they're an adult. You know, 'cause it's adult, right?
So, I don't want to watch the whole 3 minutes and 45 seconds, but you get the idea. So the rumor is that Hunter got blamed for the cocaine that was found in the White House, but it was actually Kamala's. Rumor is. I don't know. Okay, here's Candy O talking about Eminem.
But never came out of his closet. But let's get to these lyrics. I'll read them to you.
Why
lyrics? Because there's a lot happening here. First thing I want to say is Eminem is obviously a gay man. It's very sad that Eminem cleaned out his closet but never came out of his closet. But let's get to these lyrics. I'll read them to you. He writes or says or raps, and Candace O, I ain't mad at her. I ain't gonna throw the fact BITCH forgot she was black at her. Oh, laugh at her like them crackers she's backing after her back is turned in a cute MAGA hat with her brand new White Lives Matter shirt. Haha, nope. Or say this MAGA dirtbag in a skirt just opened the biggest can of worms on the whole planet Earth. Call her Grand Wizard, yeah, Clandis, haha, or Grand Dragon, or like the national anthem, I won't stand for the tramp. Why? But I can diss her, because my plans are to get in her pants, and I'll blow my chance if I answer back to her. Oh, but I can't diss her, because his plans are to get in my pants. Ew, you disgust me. Okay, a lot going on here. I think first and foremost,
listen, Candace Owens is fucking hot. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, all right? Candy O is fine. I'd smash. All right. Gene, smash or pass, Candy O.
A struggling internally gay man, and so there's a lot happening with Eminem, and we should pray for him. On the second point, the way that we know that is because he's actually recycling things that black women have said about me on the internet. Like, he's pretending this is original, calling me Clandis. It's not. This is like he's just recycling the black women that don't like me on the internet, have a lot of names for me, one of them being Candy O. So he's like watched what they're saying, and I guess someone who was listening to him in the booth was like, yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, drop the beat. They're really, 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 really going to like that. By the way, there's a second song he also dropped. This one's called Bad One, and the lyrics are this about me. Yeah, this whole subgenre with all these corny white rappers, I'm not a fan of it. It ain't my fault, but like sock puppets, I had a hand in it. This $1,000 in my hand is just like what Candace did when she turned her back on her own race, because I have abandoned it.
Wow. Oh, sick drop.
Oh my.
She got them lips though. Those DSLs.
The black community is going to be going crazy. Not. I don't think that's going to happen at all. Actually, I'm doing this because I want to help him go viral, because this is sad. This is very sad. I want you to feel sad for Eminem, because this is just not the way for someone's career to go down the drain. And I want us all to do our part to help make Eminem relevant again, at the very least, and he can be relevant just by me speaking about him. He understands that. By the way, I did TMZ earlier, and they were asking me, like, you know, in part, though, aren't you honored that someone who's recognized as the greatest white rapper of all time is dedicating all of his time to you? And I said no, because it would have meant something if he was at his prime. As an example, Dave Chappelle, he made a really, honestly, it was kind of a hideous joke about me. I didn't think the joke itself was funny, but I did appreciate the fact that Dave Chappelle, who is the most famous comedian in the entire world at the peak of his career, was mentioning me on stage. Like when he was very sad about George Floyd, and he did this whole skit, and he said some awful things about me. I did have that moment where I went, wow, Dave Chappelle knows who I am. This is not that with Eminem. He is not at the peak of his career.
She's like, what She's like, listen, I'm an opportunist, okay? I can take some stinky pussy jokes from Dave Chappelle, because Dave Chappelle was at the top of his game when he was drunk and released that fucking stupid ass thing he did during the pandemic. Which it wasn't that bad, but it was just mostly him almost crying and shit about George Floyd, which, you know, I know it was a painful thing for a lot of people. We're not going into that. But it's like, with Dave Chappelle, there's a fine line between comedy and just social commentary with him. And sometimes, but I always love that he does sort of wrap it up with a nice joke, or nice dick joke or something, you know? He's not above a dick joke. Candy O, all right. She's like, Dave Chappelle, even though he said I had a stinky pussy, I am fucking good with it. Eminem, you're old news and you're washed up. No, thank you.
Years ago, and he keeps going. And so this is not a rapper that's at the top. He's actually doing he's going through a strategy that a lot of new rappers do, where they find out who is the big rapper and they start a beef, right? He's like, oh, nobody knows who I am, so I'm just going to start a beef with Candace Owens, and he's just fading out of the American mindset entirely. So this is what he's come up with. And I want to say this, genuinely, the pander here is pathetic. He's literally making a plea to the public. I hate white people. That's what he's saying. He's calling white people crackers. He's using a slur against his own people, while at the same time, unironically, accusing me of doing what he's doing. He's like, she turned her back on her own race, as he turns his back on his race and calls them crackers. I've never used slurs to describe black Americans, because I don't have an issue with my race, but you very much have an issue with yours. And the other thing is, like, he doesn't even know what his audience is. Again, this feels very maybe could have done something in 2016 when the whole world was, you know, so anti-Trump and it was the George Floyd moment. He doesn't even understand what's happening. I mean, that conversation has broken in the black community. That's why Trump's numbers are up. Beyond that, I've been on the Breakfast Club, I've done Joe Budden. Like, black Americans are following this podcast. They actually like me. I went viral on a few of those channels, on Instagram channels the other day, because of my conversation with Don Lemon. They're starting to hear what I have been saying, because back in 2016, when I was saying Black Lives Matter was a fraudulent organization, people were not ready to listen to that. But then what happened was they proved that they were a fraudulent organization, and people said, yeah, no, I think Candace may have been trying to tell us that, and she was right, and maybe I need to listen to her rather than listen to what other people are telling me about her. And one of those people that they're not going to listen to is you, Eminem, because you're just so irrelevant. Your music isn't good anymore.
Candio. I mean, she has a point, right? Like, because Eminem is definitely not at his peak. Like, people love Eminem. People respect Eminem. Like, he has all the accolades. Like, you know, all the greatest have, you know, given him the nod. And, you know, there's no doubt that Eminem came and fucking fucked the scene up and you know, really made rap and hip hop really mainstream. And, or in part, made it mainstream. And, so there's so much respect you got to give to Eminem, and again, I'm a fan, and I don't care what his politics are. It doesn't matter to me. I don't have a problem with separating the art from the artist, except for like R. Kelly is weird. I'll still dance in the name of love, or step in the name of love. I don't know. I see what she's saying, but he's still gonna be rap god, so. I don't know. It's a big barrier to get over, but you are seeing a lot of people, again, like the right is sort of adopting that same strategy of boycotting people who don't align with their values, and which is fine, right? Like the left wants to do that. That's cool. Right wants to do that. That's cool too. You vote with your dollar, and you are seeing like Eminem apologized, right? After the first time he told his fans, fuck you if you support Trump, he lost so many fans from that. That was probably devastating to his career. And then coming out, and he took a different approach this time, which I appreciate. And it's not like an approach of like hatred and vitriol, where he did kind of suggest to get out there and vote, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, his final pitch for Kamala, but still, the rhetoric was much more tame than it was. You can see that he's like, I can't fuck this up too much. But regardless, he's going to lose some fans, and even if he's just politely endorsing Kamala Harris. So it's a shit spot to be in. It's a shit spot to be in for an artist. But that's what he chose to do.
And like I said, you're the one that's actually cosplaying a race that you aren't. You're desperate for Black Americans to pick up your tracks because you abandoned the audience of a lot of people who were listening to your music. I'm a trailer park kid, and then what did you do? You dunked on kids from the trailer park. You dunked on actually an entire middle class of white people who loved your music. You dunked on people in the country. For what reason? For what reason other than you misread the room? And the reason that you misread the room, rather, is because what's actually happened to Eminem is he's an out-of-touch elitist. He is. This is what happens. He is now a lefty elitist. He belongs on a campaign trail with Hillary Clinton when she runs for the third
He's
or
older
fourth
now,
time.
yeah.
That's what he should be doing, because he's pretending to know anything about what's going on. The reality is that a lot of those people in the country that he doesn't like, take it from me, I moved to Tennessee, have a lot more in common with the people that he's trying to appeal to. I think he thinks he's appealing to the hood. They have a lot more in common because these are regular people who are suffering in different but similar ways, who recognize that the economy is not good and an Eminem track is not going to make it better. Here's the last thing I want to say about Eminem. He is a lesson to a lot of people out there that you need to know when it's time for you to retire. You don't want to retire on this note, right? Eminem is 51 years old. He has not modified his brand at all. He's not grown up. Most people know that you do have to evolve your brand, right? You can even see this as just one example. Miley Cyrus, like in 2016 or maybe a little bit before, she was like shaking her butt.
Well, I mean, I think that in response to that, like Eminem has changed over the years. I think that he's, I mean, think about Rehab, right? That was a totally different approach. And in these last few albums, people have been, you know, he has some like, he's kind of gone back to the OG shit, and, you know, really doing what he does best is, you know, being a really, really, really excellent lyricist. But I think he's gone through a lot of changes throughout his career. I mean, he's definitely not the Slim Shady guy, right? It definitely evolved. So I think she's not that familiar with Eminem's catalog. She's talking about Miley Cyrus right now, and I get what she's saying too. But I do think that Eminem has sort of changed, and he's softened some of his lyrics. Although, you know, again, this last album, he's going pretty hard. But again, he's trying to sort of reignite that Slim Shady fire that propelled him to where he's at now. You know, I don't know. I don't agree with her that, but I've been paying attention more than her, I'm sure.
Can't stop twerking, and now she's cleaning it up, and she's singing music that's still catchy, but it's not so crass. And she's actually giving interviews saying that, you know, this is who I was because I wanted to break out of the Disney shell, and this is who I am, and this is where I'm going. And I don't think she gets it right all the time, but I can at least recognize that she's evolving. Eminem's not evolving. He still thinks that he's a 13-year-old boy who is rapping in his room, and that somehow people are going to find that appealing, when in reality, he's 51 years old. His daughter, or maybe he's older than 51, his daughter has just gotten married, which means that Eminem should be behaving more like a potential grandparent. He's granddad. This is granddad shady. You know what I mean? But granddad is not acting like a granddad. I'm going to need granddad to start acting like a granddad and not producing this trash to pander to the black community. That's what I want to say on that point.
And, you know, just another thing is, like, she had, right, because his accent, everything about him is to emulate the black community. So, like, even himself as a person isn't even truly himself, because he is, and trust me, I know that there's white people who talk like Eminem all the time. I live right next door to some of them. Okay. So I get it that I do feel like it's real, but you know, like if you're being real, it's a culture that sort of took on Ebonics, or what do they call it? It's not Ebonics anymore. It's like AF something else, right? African American Ebonics. I don't know. What is that? I think AA something. Anyways, or I don't remember what it was. Fuck it. Anyways, there's like a normal PC way of saying it. I don't know what the fuck it's called. But Eminem himself isn't a genuine person, because but what is a genuine person? What's a normal person? Someone who grew up in the ghetto in Detroit. I mean, whether you're white or black, you're gonna come up kind of fucking ghetto. I'm kind of ghetto. I grew up in fucking inner city, fucking on the east side. I'm kind of fucking ghetto. I get that aspect, but you know, for him to come out and criticize other black people for having their own opinions, like he is doing with Candace, I think that's just kind of out of order. It's like, how you know better than this person and how they should feel. Like this white man who appropriates black culture. I think so. I think Ebonics is offensive now. This white man who is appropriating black culture is telling black people how they should think, and if they don't, then they're clandestine, right? Like, you're literally fucking you're a race traitor. And that, I think people are sort of recognizing, whether wittingly or unwittingly, and people are recognizing that these people are shills, that propagandists. I mean, just the pandemic was important for people to wake the fuck up. There was so many people who were just like, Jesus Christ, these people are fucked up. You know, like, this whole system's fucked up. What do you mean we can't get cotton? During the pandemic, we couldn't get cotton. We literally built this fucking country on the backs of black people picking fucking cotton. What the fuck are you talking about? How do we not have access to cotton? Get out of my face with that shit. That's crazy. I found that people are making up pronouns now. They've been doing that, bro. I am Stormcloud. You can refer to me as Stormcloud is going pee. There is Stormcloud at the altar of Satan. Stormcloud is aborting his child. Oh, wait, no. My bad. Stormcloud is the pronoun. Zer. Z her. Yo, I work with a he they. Their name is oh, I better not say their name. Jesus Christ. They're he they, and I have no problem with referring to them as he. But they definitely are into Satan. So whatever. But it was funny the other day. I was just like barking orders because we had like this big party coming in, and there was only a couple people on the line. I'm a cook. If you guys lost track, and I'm just like, bro, tell him to tell me that I need to get back here to drop shit in the fryer. And I saw them, him. They were so happy. They were so surprised that I used their pronoun. Because I asked them their pronoun. I was like, oh, do you have a preferred pronoun? Because they just give that vibe off. You just sort of like can see it, right? You could just sort of see that they got this vibe that they're like, hey, I'm going to have a pronoun. And I'm probably going to have a psychotic breakdown at some point. There's like a list of... No. He, they is normal.